Hello and welcome back to Blue Bear Trader. So today I will go through the 6 stocks that were as requested by my viewer and subscribers, and some of them are on Twitter as well. So I will go through. I will review HIMS stock first. All right. So now let's take a look at HIMS. This was about a week ago when I predicted that I expect him to come back to hit 50. Now you can see that it actually came up as low as 48 something, but then after that it pulled back down, almost hitting my target of 38. The low was 39.34. So did it hit both of my target? Kind of. So let's take a look to see what's going on. Okay. So now, so let me see. You see this red line? It was the September low of last year. Go all the way, okay, to the low, and then you can see that it broke below this and then came even lower. What about this low in April? Maybe if we move this somewhere, okay, maybe this will show you 36 or 37. If him drop to that low, it will be, I would say it's gonna be a long-term support, okay, which most likely we don't know, but here's the thing. Let me go back. Now let's zoom in. You see the green line right here, right? It would hit at a low, 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 and high of this candle, pivot point over here and over here. So in a way, I would consider this a midterm support. Okay, so this was, in a way, this is the resistance right now. So we got a support, resistance, and we got this. Right now it's really low. Okay, so now let me switch back to, not switch back, but let me switch to the weekly. All right, so you can see, if you look over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a count 5, 6 week down. And what does it look like? Waterfall, right? And usually I see something like this, especially after 6 weeks down in a row. It's a buy signal. Usually it's at the bottom. All right. If you come back, you can see here about 6 weeks, right? Go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. But over here, you can go down more. So it's really depends. Like here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the little week that didn't change much, it doesn't count. So you wait for those candles like that. All right. Now we're going back here. So we got here, let's count. 1, don't count this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that it? Well, I'm not sure. But let me go back. If you watch my previous video last week on earning for him, I say that the blue line is actually a good support, but the better support will be around 35 or 34 something from this previous high. Why? Let me take a look and I'll show you why. So let's say like this, right? And then let me draw a line from here to here, right? And then okay, so you can see it kind of like touch this line to here, about 36. So between 36 and 34 something, 35. That is really big support zone. So that, just to keep that in mind. All right. Now I don't want to draw too many lines because that will confuse you and myself. So now let me look back. Let me do a measurement. Right, so look like is went down about 36%. Right, without any rebound, which is really abnormal. But here's the thing: you can see, if you look back, you can see this hammer right here, right? Would it go down and it go hammer right here? The only problem is this hammer too little. It came back, but then we got bigger candle. The red candle, it's too big and took over, and it keep coming down, and you got bigger sell, bigger sell. Well, how do you know when's the end? We don't know. Even for me, I don't know. I'm just guessing. But here's the thing. Now let's zoom here. You can see this. This is a better hammer. So what happened was, it was opening here, came down all the way down to 39, 34, and came back close higher than the opening, right? So that gives you a really good indication of a reversal. Not only that, it's about at the support 41. So if I have to guess, I would say about 65% it will come back and at least touching, come back and tag 46, or it could be 47 as well. Okay. So this actually can go back up 47. Okay. So here, let me draw. Nope. Like that. All right. And you can see that the trend is already changed, right? The high, lower high here, but it needs to come back and tag this purple line here at around 50 to basically try to change the trend line back to higher. So in a way, still 46, I would give it about 64%. I mean 65%, sorry. 35%, it will come and tag probably $36. I don't know when, but probably in a couple weeks if it does. But this is least likely to happen. A bounce more likely to happen. Or it might bounce and then come back and do this, right? We don't know. But I think a bounce in him is more likely. Now looking at it, maybe I will play for a bounce as well. We'll see. All right, next we have Intel. So somebody requests for me to look at Intel. All right, so Intel, I predicted because it was so high, I predict maybe it's gonna come down, but if the number is really good from the earning, it's gonna shoot up to 42 before it pull back. Well, it did, right? So now what's happening for Intel? You can see that it's already it basically broke the support, and right now is in a way it tried to stay above this level right here, which now could be where it will fall even more, or it will bounce, right? So okay, so when I look at it, it's oversold, short term, long term overbought. So it still have chance to come down at least tag 33. Then it will come up and maybe head higher back to 38, 39. Okay. But I'm not surprised if gonna tag 33 before it come up to 36. Okay, because you can see, for example, so many people bought from here. If it went up like 50%, you have to sell some, right? Not many people will basically keep holding. What they do is sell some, wait for the pullback, at least 32 or even 49, 30 before they can buy back. And I believe that's what will happen for Intel. If I draw from here, maybe it will hit, yeah, around 33 still. So 33 is a good level to hit before a bounce. So most likely, unless we have more information, more deals coming in for Intel, we get a bounce from here at this level. Otherwise, I think we will break this level and come down to tag 33. All right, next we got Lulu. So Lulu, everybody know that Lulu got more share. No, sorry. Yes. Basically, Michael Burry bought more share for Lulu, betting it will head higher, just like what was it? Estee Lauder. If you follow that stock, right? So let me go back. So for the past couple weeks, it basically correct about, I would say about 12, about 14%. But if you count yesterday, it will be around 12%. Okay. So now let's take a look. Okay, so so you can see that I expect it come up here and then pull back before a bounce. I didn't think it will bounce. I mean, come back all the way to 160 before it bounced. But it did. So what's going on now? So it's again oversold short term and long term. So and then right now is at the support. So most likely we might have a pullback to tech. Oh, one thing I forgot. The reason why I say it pulled back from here was because you can see this level on the top of this candle. It lined up to this low. And if you watch previous video of that I mentioned LULU or review LULU, I mentioned about 186. And I thought 200 is where the next level is. That's why you see 200 right here. So that's why it was pulled back, because let's say people bought from here or from here. It came up like that, like 10-15%, they will sell. And boom, they come back, and guess what happened? They will buy again. And maybe this is why Michael Burry, he bought more. So you can see here, if it come up, and let's say it might challenge the next, the trend line, the resistance here. It will tag 200 next. I'm not sure, but quite possible. Then I come back to tag. This is always does this. This go a straight line. And then it's gonna become boom up all the way up here, 222 as the next level after that. Okay? The reason why is, well, most of the seller, if they did, they already did. Oh, and the reason why, you can see that if I, okay, let me zoom out really like a lot right here. Okay, 131 is a major support. If it go down here, it's time to buy more. Anyway, you can see how much it fell, right? If we measure from here, just the recent, from June, that's 53%. If we measure from January, that's 62%. If you're not a seller at this level right here, you're not going to sell here. Unless, I don't know, you no longer want to own it. Anyway, so this is why we have more upside than downside. All right, next we have United Health. Okay, so okay, I think I did a short recently and said that for the past 2 weeks it fell 15%. Well, but it was not a coincidence. If you notice, you see the not the difference, but you can see similar thing happen to LULU, right? It tagged the last low. So same thing. Let's say people from here, actually I bought some over here, right here, and I actually saw up here some, but I didn't buy more. But now I'm thinking of buying more. All right. So most when it tag here, just like any technical people, when you see this, you most likely sell. take profit, and you see what happened. Boom. It drops so quickly. And when the short seller, they see something like this, this is perfect opportunity. So you got profit takers and short seller, you can see it pull back so quickly, 15%. All right, so what's going next? 388 is the level over here. Okay, and because I use it as over here, another sell level, but 378 looks like another target that it will try to hit. All right, so as many of you know, or if you did not know, this is a good opportunity. Anytime there's a gap, it will fill it. So here was a gap from here, jump to here, right? The gap. You can see Friday is actually fill that gap, the whole gap. I would say the whole week actually fill this gap right here. And you can see we got the hammer here. Not quite a hammer, but it's similar. And it is a good indication of reversal signal. And you can see it's really oversold. Even for, well, short term is oversold, long term is still overbought. So if I look at this, what do I see? Well, I can see it broke below the trend line. Right now it had this support. So most likely it will bounce. Where to? Probably around here to 341, 342. So similar 345 on the downside. Now look like 342 will be the next. Okay, so I will change this to blue and this as a current resistance, and you got support right here. Can it go down more? Yes, it can. And this is the next level. I give the bounce about 65%, a pullback about 35%, 300. If it does drop down to 300, I will buy more. But right now I'm waiting. I might buy a little bit. Just looking from the chart, good for a bounce and a good percentage. So I can just DCA. So let's say I want to buy 50 share, for example. I will buy maybe 10, 15 share. If it come down to 308, 300, I'll buy 30 more, and then it come down to 272 just to close this gap. I will buy more. You know, you DCA, so your average will be lower. So this is for United Health. All right, we got the last two requested. All right, the last previous earning, I say most likely we will bounce due to oversold, but because long term, like from here to here, more likely of a pullback to 112, and it's actually pulled down even more, down to 91 before it's coming back. You can see this gap, right? It filled this gap, but we have another gap here at 112 again. 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 112 again So what is going on? All right, if I have to chart the current trend, okay, so let's chart the current trend. You can see it's already jumped off, broke out, and look like we got a resistance up here from this and this. So it came down. Most likely it might tag 122. Nope. Good green line because there will be support. Okay, so most likely it will come down. And maybe it will come down all the way here. So maybe I should put right here 114, 115 as the next support. Okay, usually it will come back at about 60%, 40%. It will come back and test 142. I mean 141. At about 40%. Okay, so I did not check the earning, but looked like we got a gap up, so maybe it was pretty good, right, to jump that much. So either way, if it come back, it will bounce. Most likely it will bounce back to 125. So either way, for this stock, as long as the company is doing well, I think, let me go back. Looked like this actually was pretty high. Oh wow, I didn't know about how it was. So you can see the mountain. After the mountain, most likely it will trend sideways and slowly going up. So maybe if I look at this now and draw a trend line like this, okay, now I'm going to zoom in. Oh, you can see right here, right? Maybe from here it will bounce. It really depends. So it tried to break out from the current resistance. It did broke out, but then it will come back to test the blue line. So it kind of did already. We will see, but it might come back to 114 and then bounce again. So this could be a good breakout play if you follow the company and you know more about it, because I don't know. I'm just looking at a chart here. So far the current trend is actually positive, and if company is actually doing well, it will break and will test 150. So maybe 150 is actually the next resistance. So we might have something like this. Okay. Oh wow. Next we have CHWY. All right, CHWY, it was overbought. So I say maybe you're gonna come back and go back to 39. it actually came down all the way here, but you see it came back and test the current support was support now. Then resistance, pullback, and then keep going lower. Okay, so what is going on with CHWY? I don't really follow a lot of companies, so I don't know how they are. So I just look at the chart. And you know the chart, they don't lie. It's actually better than a lot. When you look at it, sometimes it gives you an idea where stock will be at, but sometimes you don't even know. So this is the current trend for CHWY. Maybe from here. It looked like we got a wedge. Right now is the stock itself is on the bottom of the wedge, oversold short and long term. Well, look like we got some support at this level right here. You can see this high and then this pivot point, a bunch of pivot point here. So it acts as a long-term support. Another support will be around this, and this is a better support. Okay, so basically when I look at this, I call it, this is like a buy zone or a bounce. Yes, when you look at especially the blue line, every time it come up, touch it, it bounce, right? And haven't touched that for a while, so maybe it might break down here and then bounce. So when I look at this, I will give a bounce from here to at least 35, 65%. %35% is actually, you will come down and tag 30. And then it bounces. It bounces back to 33. And then maybe it come up even more. But that is a chance. Okay. I think that's all for CHWY. Alright, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you comment for whatever stock that you want me to review, and I will try my best to review them as soon as I can. Alright, good night.